10th year running there's been a show. They've been on Sky, they've been on Setanta, and now, for the last few years, they've been on Box Nation. Tonight, it's the Army against the Navy, and I'm joined by a couple of, and of course, one or two members of the Air Force as well. There's all sorts of people here. We're live, remember, we're not like the other mob, we don't do those pre-recorded shows. Joined by a couple of people here, Jason Browning, the coach of the Army coach, and Corporal Twos, if I'm not mistaken. You must have a proper name, though. Yeah, just use the mic. I've lost Barry Jones. He's only doing a little bit of Christian Twos and Jason. Jason, the team here, the Army team here, is this your senior team? Is this the team that we're going into combined services next year? Or is this a work in progress?
No, it's a work in progress. I mean, half the team that have been here, you know, a couple of seasons, and half the guys are brand new. So this will be the first time I've actually gone out.
And Corporal Twos, how many did you box before you went into the Army? And how many bouts have you had actually in the Army?
Yeah, I boxed before the Army, back in South Wales. I'd had 18 before I joined the Army. I'm currently on 37 bouts now.
And have you been stationed overseas? Does the boxing help you get off of any work duties? Or
yeah, it has.
Do you get better food, less running?
It is a lot better food actually at Aldershot. Probably the best I've had in the Army. I've also been there for my 4th season now, so ever since training I've been at the Army boxing team, which is a pleasure to do the sport I love and get paid for it.
Now, down in Aldershot, okay, have you still got that old ring, you know, the old wooden ring that's about 70 or 80 years old? Is that still there?
No, we've advanced a little bit now. We're up to scratch from the kit. We're doing all right.
But you've got a fantastic modern gym, haven't you?
Yeah, it's pretty good. We've got free training rings, loads of bags, good bit of gym space.
And each year, do you select the boxers, or do they come forward, or do they still have to box as part of their basic training, like they did 20 years ago?
No, not unless they're, you know, parachute regiment, they do milling as a test on B Company. But we pretty much are quite proactive. We get out, we watch boxing throughout the year. You have the Army individuals, the Army championships. So we're selecting from there, you know, and if guys have joined with lots and lots of bouts, and we'll get the information, we'll go out and have a look and bring them down to trial. So
50 years ago, they used to have trials at Aldershot. They'd have about 150 bouts a day to work out who could actually be in the Army team. And the Army in the 50s used to box Poland. The Army in the 50s, actually, there's a great matchup now, 1959, where the Army stuffed Wales, home and away. The Army beat Barry's over there shaking his head. I'm telling you, 1959, the Army stuffed Wales. Corporal Twos, do you know anything about your opponent tonight?
I've seen him box once before against one of my training partners back at Aldershot in the combined services. Pretty strong lad. He likes to come forward, so I'm just going to do what I do, get in there and box.
Now, let me ask you this. Is it fair to say that it's a straightforward Army-Navy rivalry? I know the Royal Air Force were involved here, but is that your big, as the Army coach, is that the one you've got to, you don't mind if you lose to Wales, although you never do, you always beat Wales, you know, and Poland and stuff like that, but do you have to beat the Navy?
yeah, we do, but you know, the Navy give us our sternest test, and that's what it's all about. Good competitive boxing. The Navy are getting stronger every year, so it means we got to get stronger every year. And when we beat them, or if, you know, when we do beat them, it's better for us, definitely.
It's better for you. We'll find out in a couple of hours. Corporal Twos, thanks very much, Jason. Thank you very much. Now, on November 29th, we were talking to Frank Warren.
Now, just mark our card a little bit of the bouts tonight, 6 of them, I believe. I think, is it bout number 3 you're looking at very closely and looking forward
to? Yeah, bout number 3, I think, you know, with regards to all the bouts, it'll be good for the single services to stamp their authority early on in the season, especially ahead of the inter-service championships, which happen early on next year. So, but bout number 3, Christian Twos against Lewis DeGan, they're the more experienced guys, so, you know, I think that'll be quite interesting.
And give us just an indication, it's still relatively early days, fighting without head guards. What sort of effect does that have?
Yeah, because all of these boxers have been used to boxing with head guards, so they've had that comfort, maybe coming over the front foot slightly. But, you know, a lot of guys are, you know, kind of worried about getting cuts. Now you just have to have a central line of access with your boxing style and not get too involved.
And it's changed things a little bit, I would think. They're still changing as we speak.
Yeah, always changing. You know, changing. And it's, I think it's just everyone at the grassroots level and this level is getting used to the rules.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us. Thanks for enlightening us as well. Let's get down to our MC. He is Lieutenant Tommy. It's a fabulous Deborah fight night at the Hilton on London's Park Lane. We're all set for the third bout. The Navy 2 bouts to the good at the moment. Our commentators are boys, so is our MC, Lieutenant Tommy McPhee.
Bout number 3 is an elite spoken class lightweight bout of a 3-minute round. Introducing to you in the red corner and representing the Army from 101 Engineer Regiment, Lance Corporal 2. And in the blue corner, representing the Royal Navy from 42 Commando, Marine Dugan. 2's red, Dugan blue.
Change of regulations from here on in. The 4 remaining fights, 3-minute rounds. And Kristen Twos fighting for the Army from Swansea, great city, up against Lewis Dugan from Portsmouth, fighting for the Royal Navy. And Tony, this is the one you were looking forward to.
Yeah, like I said, it's Roman class elite, very experienced. So, you know, we're looking for the Army, probably trying to claw one back. But, you know, judging by this start here, the Navy mean business yet again.
Twos, as you see, southpaw. And his hero as a fighter, another decent man from South Wales, Joe Calzone.
Never heard of him.
Does your Welshness come through when you watch this, Barry, particularly for a lad from the fighting city of Swansea?
But it's 2's to make it 2-1 if you can win. Yay! 2's just falling short there. Dugan making him pay.
Ref's going to have to get involved to keep it tidy.
Tell that old boys going so because of the sharpness and when they won this it comes up tighting.
Yeah, and we're looking at, you know, Dugan here, he's forcing the pace. This is what maybe catches the judge's eyes. He's making a competitor and he's forcing the bout.
Good right hand there over the top from Twos. Both keeping their hands up very high, especially Dugan, you know, hands very high, not want to give anything away. Knowing that one scoring shot could lose him the round.
Twos, as Tony told us, very experienced tonight in his 37th bout. 17 wins. Dugan, been around a while as well in this sport. 26 bouts, of which he's won 14.
Again, this could be an interesting clash early next year. These two may meet again for the inter-services title.
Very even so far, isn't
I was
it?
just going to say, not a lot between them. Not an easy one for the judges to be scoring this, and so far that's a nice lead from Twos.
Yeah, really stepped in behind that southpaw jab and he done good jab back though from Dugan.
Dugan's busy, isn't he?
But he gives the impression he's actually not doing loads more than Twos. Oh, that's good from him, you know. But he's always on the balls with his feet, fainting and rolling and dipping his shoulders all the time.
A bit of blood coming from the nose of Twos there.
Testimony to the accuracy of some of the shots that Dugan was throwing there. And he scored that opening round, Barry. Who do you think took it?
Well, just favourite Dugan, I think. He just did that last little combination at the end. I think it was a close round. I really do. I think Twos landed with some clean shots, you know, shots that stood out. And Dugan was the one who was probably doing the more of the work, if anything. But a close round, do you feel?
You concur with that one, Tony?
Yeah, I have to say, and again, boxers need to get used to when it's a close round like that, and you hear the gabble, the clacker go, make that sound 10 seconds to go. This is what the judges have been looking for. And as we've seen there, Dugan was finishing with a look of flurry.
to take the third victory of the night. Can this fella do something about it? The Welshman, Kristen Toos.
He's always a 1-2 nice. He stepped up lovely. I just think he should come back straight back in. You were saying in the previous one, the second basis. But 1-2 just come straight back in with that backhand.
Yeah, I just think, I get the feeling Toos is just falling short. You can see what he's trying to do, maybe feint, clear the distance and then throw the shots. The guy's just a little bit sharper.
Try and hear between the rounds from the Army corner next time. Something dramatic happens in the meantime, and more blood coming from the nose of Toos.
Well, Toos is a sharp counter puncher, but Wigan's doing the right sort of things. He's physically fighting against in front of you, fainting with the feet all the time, shimmying the shoulders. So
He moves well, doesn't he?
yeah, well, so Toos is always there, not sure when to fire.
Better from Toos. Seems to be coping with the old southpaw problem pretty well.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of feinting Wigan in this role, but not really too much work, I'll be honest. But he's putting a lot of pressure on Toos, and he's keeping his hand nice and high. You would expect an attack later on in the run.
Yeah, this brings to the officials round ringside now. Who looks in control? And I think we've got to go with the blue corner here.
Stand-up punches, and in a ground like this where the hand might just favour the guy who's doing the pressing. A couple of clean shots from either fighter is going to sway his way.
Toos has got that reach advantage, but he's not used his jab as effectively maybe as his corner would have hoped yet.
No, it's a little jerky style, isn't it, again? A little bobbing back and forth, the ball to his feet. He's not quite sure if he's attacking or wanting, but he can't really set himself to use and let the counter punches go. Again, he's up there, he's falling short again there too.
Yeah, he's got to get up, he's got to try and draw his opponent in and adjust his feet, get round to the angle and go again. At least he has to go the second and third time.
Yeah.
Certainly got to find something to change the pattern of this. Nice left hand from Toos, closing seconds of the round. Who's going to produce the grandstand finish to catch the judge's eyes? Well, what we get in the event is a little bit of an untidy maul, and there goes the bell to end round 2 of 3. Who do you score that for, Barry?
Well, I just think with Wigan again, it's close.
Let's see if we can hear what's going on in this corner and how they're going to turn the pattern, maybe. They've got problems.
Yeah, I think to hear the tactic says, get his range off and go. But at this level now, I think he's 2 rounds down. He's got to go and go again.
This is going to be a big round for the Army. Need a victory to slow the bandwagon for the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force, who've won the first 2.
Toos got some lovely skills. He's a nice big boxer, isn't he? You can see he's a good counter puncher. He's struggling. I think it's the feint and the footwork of Wigan coming forward. what I'm saying, what you were saying, weren't they, Tony, about Tuesday, the three punches spin off and then come again, as you were saying in the previous round.
Well, his head going in there, and I think that Dugan was a little bit lucky not to get a word from the referee there. Now he does get spoken to. Well, the use of the head was pretty blatant there.
Yeah, he's took a point off of that. Should be the supervisor's job to do.
Well, that could be a key moment. Dugan now needs to have a good last 90 seconds for this round. Two's needed a big round. Maybe he's going to produce it.
Yeah, that should give Two's
Head's going in again. The referee's very much on Dugan's case now.
The little left hand from Two's there. Dugan really didn't get a pause to fight, but he walked onto a backhand from Two's.
Two's at last starting to find a little bit more authority with his lead right hand as well.
a body shot from Dugan there early on. Looked like it took a little bit out of Two's.
Yeah, so then just jump back to the court, to the ropes, really, to Two's.
A good scoring left hand though from Two's. Having a good round for me, and there you see up at the top of the picture there, on the big screen at the back, some of the big pledges which have been made for this charity, and I'm told that already stands at something around about £100,000. And if you don't know what Deborah is about, trust me, have a look at it, Google it, look at what this charity does, and if you can support it, then do so. It is one of the greatest of causes.
Cracking right down, right on the ground.
Well, it's a terrific finish to the round. Good fight. Two of the best in their division, and look at the display of respect between the two on that final bell. For me, Two's took that last round, but has he taken it big enough, Barry?
I don't think so, not for me. I think that's the first 2 rounds there to Dugan.
There's the head.
I think something about that was it, so.
Yeah, I mean, they'll be quite interesting because really, Two's had a good round there, plus obviously Dugan losing the fight there, that you're looking at least a 10-8 round possibly. So from each of the judges, so we never know, we'll probably get a split decision possibly.
A solid right hand there from Dugan, who earlier on delivered a bit of a Portsmouth kiss with the head. So, is it going to be 3-0 to the Royal Navy and the Royal Air Force? Is Dugan going to get the verdict in the blue shirt, or will it be Lance Corporal Two's of the Army? Let's find out.
And the winner of bout number 3 by a unanimous decision, Red Two's.
Well, there you go. Dugan looks gutted. Two's looks, I thought, just a little bit surprised. I'm not sure that he actually believed that he won that fight. And, well, there's some smiles there. Dugan can't quite believe it. Presentation being given. And there's the runner-up, who I think Barry and Tony thought had emerged as the winner. But the winner, in fact, is Lance Corporal Christian Two's. Swansea 1, Portsmouth 0, and the Army get one back.
Yes, John, absolutely right. The Army strike back. Great respect between those two. We'll hear from them talking to Bunsey in a moment. But Steve Lillis with a terrific finish to that one as well. Big crash of heads involved in it too. But right verdict again.
Yeah, right, Bo. I mean, Christian Two's there. He took his bumps and bruises, cut nose, cut under his eye, cut above his eye, all little nicks. But he come through and deserved the decision. He worked. He was the crisper work. His opponent plowed forward all night, was a bit careless with the head. And yeah, it was the right winner. Now Christian can go on challenge for the combined services title early next year, and hopefully get into the latter stages of the ABA title through that. So
Well, the electrician that is twos has got one over a very decent opponent, a Navy novice champion as well. And John thought he might have looked a bit surprised that he got that unanimous. I can't see why, really.
I thought that the Navy guy was ploughing forward, but he wasn't letting his hands go enough, and I thought the better work was some Christian twos.
And again, looking at this one, looking right above us here at ringside at the end, they both knew it was a proper fight. And that word respect is abounding around this arena, full of respect between the two of them.
They were both from straight away smiling. Even at the end of the second round, they were smiling when they've been at high ground. And, you know, the guy who was beaten there straight away twice come over to the corner behind us, shaking hands and wish them all the best. Just, you know, there might be competition between the Army and the Navy and their little bit of Air Force team. But, you know, there's a lot of respect there, despite the rivalry.
A lot of respect, and a man with two respectful fighters is Steve Butts.
Thanks very much indeed, Jim. The slight delay in coming over to me was while the doctor was looking after you, the Corporal Twos. What did he say about your injuries?
He just said I'm going to need some plastic on there. He won't need no stitches, but I'll be all right for my next fight in a few weeks' time.
You've been fighting, I don't know how long you've been fighting as an elite fighter without the head guard. Is that the first, second, third, fourth time or first time you've been cut?
That was my third time without a head guard. I think it's the first time I've been cut. I've been like scratched that before, but not cut like so.
And Marine, is it Dugan or Duggan? Marine Dugan, a little bit of a French slight on that, I don't mind that, son. Have you been cut before?
No, I've not, no.
And is this something you're conscious of now that you've got rid of the head guard?
In all honesty, I don't give it a second thought. It's part and parcel of the sport. Being a serviceman as well, I know obviously if I do get cut, I'll be well looked after. I don't think that's all you can have going into the ring. Just get rid of all negative thoughts.
It's an amateur sport, but at the end, obviously fantastic sportsmanship, and you know you could do it again in 6 weeks' time, 2 weeks' time, or next year in the championships. But you first, did you think you did enough to win?
I knew it was close. Again, it comes down to what the judges like as well. I mean, I was always on the front foot. I'd have to watch the fight back to give you an honest opinion, but I think that point deduction of myself made a very big impact on the decision.
Couple twos, were you aware that it was tight going into the last? Did you feel you needed that last to nick it, to win it?
Yeah, I mean, as he said, it was a tough fight. I think he probably found it a bit awkward being a southpaw with my head movement and that, but besides that, yeah, I think it was a very tough fight going into the last. I saw him pick up the pressure, so I needed to pick up with him, otherwise I did think they could have went his way. Yeah.
Fantastic, fellas. They'll probably meet next year in the Combined Services Championship, which is a pre-quarter for the domestic championship. And what Couple 2 said there about being a tough fight, well, we try and call it a contest in the amateur business, but sometimes when you see something like that, especially that last 180 seconds, Jim, that was a fight. And you look at these two, they had a fight in the last round and maybe a contest for the first two. Jim Boyd, take it away.
Don't worry about bouts, don't worry about contests. That was a... Well done. The best boxer of the night is Lance Corporal Christian Twos, the only Army winner. Now then, before our last presentation, I must tell you all that I have got an initial amount that has been raised here tonight.